Now, next question of regression. Uh, in this question, the information related to marks obtained by 250 students in accountancy and statistics in CA professional examination are given. So there are two subjects, marks are given, accountancy and statistics. So mean of accounting is 48 and standard deviation is 4. Mean of statistics is 55 and standard deviation is 5. So, and coefficient of correlation is given, value of R is plus 0.8. So what we have to do in this question, we have to find out the regression equation. Two regression equation we have to find out. If if a student has obtained 50 marks in accountancy, estimated the most probable marks in statistics, and if he has obtained 60 marks in statistics, basically estimated most probable marks in accountancy. So let's assume accountancy is X and statistics is 1. Okay, and coefficient of correlation is R. Now, as X bar is given for series X and Y bar is given for series Y. Similarly, standard deviation for X is given and standard deviation for Y is given in this question. So on the basis of given information, let's calculate the regression equation for this question. So let's first calculate regression equation for X on Y, okay? For X on Y, okay? Let's start. So equation is X minus X bar, okay? Bracket close is equal to, what's the formula? R into standard deviation of X divided by standard deviation of Y. Again bracket Y minus Y bar. Okay, so this is the formula. Now let's put all the value. So X, basically X minus the value of X bar, mean of X is 48. So X minus 48 is equal to coefficient of correlation. The value of R is plus 0.8. Now let's divide it by standard deviation of X, which is 55, divided it by standard deviation of, no, it's not 55, it's 4. Standard deviation 4 divided by standard deviation of X, which is 5. Now bracket Y minus value of Y bar, mean of Y series is 55. Okay, now let's solve this equation. X minus 48 is equal to, let's solve with the help of calculator. 4 divided by 5 4 divided by 5 is 0.8 and multiply 0.8 with 0.8 is 0.64. It is 0.64 y minus, now let's multiply 0.64 with the 55. The answer will be 35.2. What is the answer? It is 35.2. Now x is equal to 0.64y minus 35.2 plus 48. Okay. Now x equation is 0.64y minus, so as there is minus 35.2 plus 48, so minus is the value of minus is less than the value of plus, so there is a sign of plus, and 48 minus 35 will be 12.8. So this will be the regression equation for x on y. Okay. Now let's calculate regression equation for y on x. Okay. So the formula is reverse in this case. Y minus y bar is equal to r multiply by standard deviation of y divided by standard deviation of x. Then let's put the bracket here, and x minus x bar. So let's put all the value. So y minus the value of arithmetic mean of series y is 55. So it is 55 is equal to value of r is 0.8. Okay, and standard deviation of y is 5 divided by 4. Now x minus x bar is x minus 48. Understood? Now y minus 55 is equal to, now let's calculate this equation with the help of calculator. So first of all we have to divide this 5, divide 5 by 4 is equal to 1.25. After that we will divide 1.25 with 0.8, which is actually 1. So 1x minus 48. Again y is equal to x plus it is 7. So these are the equation for x on y and y on x. So from these equation, as we have discussed the calculation of regression equation, the information we need is mean of series x and series y, standard deviation of series x and y, and coefficient of correlation of series x and y. So let's first write down the equation. So equation of x on y is basically x is equal to 0.64 y plus 12.8, and equation of y on x is basically y is equal to x plus 7. So these are the equation which we have got from the given information. The regression equation for x on y and y on x. So in this question, one more information is given to us is that we have to find out two regression equation. If a student has obtained 50 marks in accountancy, estimate the most probable marks in statistics, and if he has obtained 60 marks in statistics, estimate most probable marks in accountancy. So let's first calculate the probable marks in statistics, okay? In statistics. So while starting the question, we have assumed this accountancy is series X and statistics is series Y. So we can write here Y, okay, as it is a series Y. So probable marks in statistics, which is a series Y, when marks in accountancy, so we can write here X, as we have assumed accountancy is a series of X. Uh, so marks are 50. As you can see in this question, if a student has obtained 50 marks in accountancy, estimate the most probable marks in statistics. So here we will finding probable marks in statistics X when marks in accountancy 50 are given. So what we have calculated, estimated the regression equation is basically this. Y is equal to, sorry, it is y is equal to x plus 7. So let's put the value of x here in this equation. So we can say that y is equal to 50 plus 7. Okay, so answer is 57. So we can say that probable marks in statistics y, probable marks in statistics y are 57. Okay, so this is how we calculate probable marks in statistics. Why? Similarly, we have to calculate the probable marks in accountancy, as the we have in question the information is given that if student has obtained 60 marks in statistics, so we have to estimate the most probable marks in accountancy. So let me put here a dot. Okay, and these are the equation which we have find out. Equation 1 and equation 2 basically. Okay, now let's calculate the probable marks. So probable marks in accountancy, which is assumed as X, okay, when marks in statistics, we have assumed it as a Y, are given, which is how much marks is given? 60. Okay. On this given information, we can calculate the probable marks in accountancy. So, equation of X on Y is given, that is X is equal to 0.64y plus 12.8. So in this we have to find out the probable marks of accountancy, which is series X. So we have to simply put the value of y in the given series. So X basically X is equal to 0.64 multiply by 60, okay, and plus 12.8. Now regression value of X is equal to, let's calculate this first, 0.64 multiply by 60. Answer is 38.4, and when we added it by 12.8, so this is basically 51. It is 51.2. So we can write it here, 38.4 plus 12.8. So X is equal to 51.2. So we can say that we can take approximately 51. If we have to take a probable marks in accountancy when marks of statistics are given, so we have to simply put the marks of one series into the given equation for which series we have to find out the answer. So probable marks in accountancy for series X is 51, and probable marks for statistics are, let's highlight this, okay. So these are the probable marks in accountancy. So in this question, we have to find out the first two regression equation for series X and series Y. After that, we have to calculate the probable marks of accountancy and statistics. So first of all, we have to find out the equation, and in the equation we have to put the obtained marks for both the series, and after putting the obtained marks of both the series, we can get the value of X and Y, or we can say that the probable marks of series X and Y, which is statistics and accountancy. So this is how we calculate the probable marks in accountancy and statistics, and also the regression equation. Now, next question is to find out the regression equation from the following data and estimate the value of X and Y, which is 6. So, in this question, we have given two series, X and Y. So from the given information of series X and Y, we have to calculate few values, as we have already calculated this value in previous questions. So we have to first calculate the mean value. After that, with the help of mean, we have to calculate dx, which is x minus x bar, and with dx we have to find out the d square x. Similarly, we have to find out the mean of y, then dy, after that d square y, and we have to calculate the dx dy. So let's calculate all these values from this given information. After that, we will find out the two regression equation. So let's start with the solution of this question. So value of x is given 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Value of y is given 2, 5, 3, 8 and 7. Now let's first calculate the sum of x, which is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 15. Okay. Similarly, we have to calculate the sum of y. So sum of y is equal to 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 8 plus 7, which is 25. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the mean. Okay. Mean of x, which is equal to sum of x divided by n. Okay. And similarly, we have to calculate the mean of y, which is sum of y divided by n. Okay. So mean of x is equal to sum of x is 15 divided by, so in this question n is 5. N is equal to 5. Okay. So 15 divided by 5, and for this question, for mean of y, 25 divided by 5. Okay. So mean of x is 3. Understood? 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. So mean of y is 5 and mean of x is 3. Okay. So now we have to calculate the value of dx. Okay. Dx from 3 And here we have to calculate the value of dx from 5. So let's calculate the value of dx. So dx will be calculated by x minus x bar, means value of x minus by the mean of x. And similarly in this case, which is dy, y minus y bar means value of y minus by the mean of y, which is 5. So first of all, let's calculate dx with the help of given information. 1 minus 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3 minus 1, 3 minus 3 0, 4 minus 3 1, 5 minus 3 2. Okay. Now let's calculate dy. So 2 minus 5 minus 3, 5 minus 5 0, 3 minus 5 minus 2, 8 minus 5 is 3, 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay. Now let's calculate d square x. So let's calculate d square x. 2 into 2 is 4. Minus 1 into 1 minus 1 0 1 again 4. Now let's calculate d square y. Minus 3 into minus 3 is 9, 0, it is 4, again 9 and it's 4. Let's do the sum of d square x. Let's put the formula. Sum of is equal to 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4. It's 10. Okay. It is y. So it's equal to 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 4 is 26. Now what we have to do? Now we will calculate the value of dx and dy, dx and dy. We will multiply the value of dx and dy. So it is basically minus 2 into minus 3 is 6 and it is 0. It is again 0. 0 into minus 2 is 0. 1 into 3 is 3 and 4 into 2 is 8. So the sum of dx dy dx dy is equal to 13. Okay. So now we have calculated all the values, x bar, y bar, summation d square x, summation d square y, also summation dx dy. So now what we have to do, we have to calculate the regression equation of x on y and y on x, as we have already calculated all the values, is basically 3 and it is 5. Okay, let me remove all these information. So we have all the values here. Now what we have to do, we have to put all the values in a formula so that we can find out the regression equation of x on y and y on x. So let's start x on y. Okay. So let me tell you, this is based on basically deviation from actual mean method. So this calculation of regression equation is based on deviation from actual mean method. Okay. So formula of calculating is x minus x bar is equal to sum of dx dy divided by sum of d square y. Okay. Now y minus y. This is how we calculate this question. Now x minus the value of mean in this question is 3, mean of x. Sum of dx dy is 13. Sum of d square y is 26. And y minus mean of y is 5. Okay. Now let's calculate this further. X minus 3 is equal to, let's calculate with the help of calculator. 13 divided by 26 is 0.5, is 0.5 by minus 0.5 into 5 is equal to 2.5, is equal to 2.5. Now equation of x on y is 0.5 y. So this 3 become plus when we move this towards opposite side of equal to. So 3 minus 2.5 is plus 0.5. So this is the regression equation of x on y. Now what we do, we will calculate regression equation for y on x. Okay. So formula for calculating this is y minus y bar is equal to summation dx dy divided by sum of d square x, and then bracket x minus x bar. x minus x bar. Now let's put all the value. Y minus y bar is 5 is equal to sum of dx dy is 13. And if we talk about the sum of, let me put it down. Sum of d square x is basically 10. Okay. 10 x minus 3. Okay. Now let's solve this equation. Y minus 5 is equal to, let's calculate this, 13 divided by 10 is 1.3. Okay, and when we multiply 1.3 with 3, it is 3.9. Okay, so 1.3 x minus 3.9. Now equation of y on x is 1.3 x plus 5 minus 3.9. So it is 1.1. So this is the regression equation for y. So as we have both the regression equation of x and regression equation of y. So in this question, one more thing is asked, that is, we have to estimate the value of x. Okay, in this question we have to estimate the value of x as when value of y is 6. So let's first write this equation. Let me remove this solution from the screen, and after that let's write the equation first. Equation x on y is equal to x is equal to 0.5 y plus 0.5. Okay, and equation y on x will be y is equal to 1.3 x plus 1.1. So what we have to do, we have to find out the value of x when y is 6. Okay, so in this question, while value of 6 is given, so on the basis of this value, we have to find out the value of y as we did in the last question. In last question, we have given the value of both x and y. On the basis of that, we have find out the probable value of x and y. So now in this question, value of x is need to be find out from the value of y. So as we can see that the regression equation of x is equal to 0.5y plus 0.5. Now let's put the value here. X is equal to 0.5 multiply by 6. Let's plus 0.5. So the answer will be x is equal to 6 multiplied by 0.5 is 3. 3 plus 0.5. So x will be 3.5. Okay, so this is how we can find out the value of one variable on the basis of the value of another variable. Okay, so this is how you can find out this equation and value of x when value of y is given in the question. So let's also find out, calculate this equation with the another method on the basis of calculation of on the basis of the calculation of r and sigma x and sigma y. Okay, let's also calculate this regression equation with the alternative solution in which we use the formula of r in and sigma x and sigma y. So for this we have to first calculate the value of r. So let's calculate the value of r. So the formula for calculating the value of r we have already discussed. Sigma x dx dy. We have already done this in Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation. So the form when we have to, so we will solve this question with the alternative method also in which we have find the equation of x on y and y on x with the help of r and sigma x and sigma y. So first of all, we have to calculate the value of r, as the value of r is not given in the question. So formula for calculating coefficient of correlation is sum of dx dy divided by under root of sum of d square x and multiply by sum of d square y. ठीक है? Now r is equal to, so sum of dx dy is 30, which we already know. Now sum of d square x, sum of d square x is 10, which we have calculated, and sum of d square y is 26. Now let's calculate further. 13. First solve the lower part of this calculation. So 10 multiplied by 26 is 260, and when we do the square root of 260 is 16.12. It is 260. Okay, and it is equal to 13 divided by 16.12. So after dividing 13 by r, so the value r is 0.8 0.06. Okay, so this is how we calculate the value of R from the given information. As you can see in this question, we have already calculated sum of dx dy, sum of d square x and d square y. So we can easily calculate the value of R for this question. The value of R is the formula for calculating coefficient of correlation is sum of dx dy divided by under root sum of d square x into sum of d square y. So the value of R is 0.86. Let me write down the value of R is 0.806. Now also calculate the value of sigma x and sigma y. So the formula for calculating this is sum of d square x divided by n. Similarly, sum of d square y divided by n. So now sum of d square x is 10 and n is 5. And here sum of d square y is 26. Let's divide it by 5. So let's calculate with the help of calculator. 10 divided by 5 is 2 and square root of 2 is basically 1.41. It is, let me write down the answer first, 1.41. Now let's calculate the sigma y, which is 26 divided by 5, which is 5.2, and under root of 5.2 is 2.28. It is 2.28. Okay. Now we have all the information for the alternative method. So we have already calculated the value of R and sigma standard deviation of X and standard deviation of Y. Now let's calculate this regression equation with the alternative method. Now we will calculate the regression equation with the other one method. First, x on y and divide this section y on x. Okay. So equation for x on y, let me write down the equation first. X minus x bar is equal to r multiply by sigma x divided by sigma y, again y minus y bar, and here y minus y bar is equal to r into sigma x divided by sigma y in bracket x minus x bar. Okay, so this is the formula. Let's put all the value in the given formula. So in this x minus, so the value of x bar we have already calculated, which is 3, is equal to value of r is 0.806. Now sigma x is 1.41 and sigma y is 2.28. Bracket y minus mean of y is 3. Now x minus 3 is equal to, let's solve this equation first. Let's divide first 1.41 by 2.28. 1.41 divided by 2.28, which is 0.17, and let's multiply it by 0.806, which is 0.144. Let me write down this 0.144. Once, wait a second. Let me 1.41 divided by 2.28, which is 0.618, and then we will multiply it by 0.806, which is 0.49, which is 0.49 means 0.45. We will consider it 0.45 y, and minus, when we multiply 0.5 with 5, it is 2.5. It is 2.5. Now value of x is equal to 0.5 y. We will add, we will minus 2.5 from 3, so the answer will be plus 0.5. So this is the regression equation from the alternative method. Now let's calculate the regression equation of y on x. Let's put all the value. Y minus 5. Now 0.806. Divided it by, just a second, there is a mistake in this formula. Here is y and here is x, and it is 0.806. Now here 2.28 divided by 1.41. Now x minus x bar is x minus 3. Now again solve this equation. Y minus 5 is equal to, now we will solve this part first. Let's first divide 2.28 by 1.41, that is 1.61, and now we will multiply it by 0.806, so it will be 1.30. This is 1.3 x minus, when we multiply 3 by 806, then it is 3.9. Now solve the equation y. Now this is 1.3 x. We will minus 3.9 in with 5, so it is plus 1.1. So this is regression equation for y on x. So this is alternative method. So we have, in this question, we have calculated regression equation with two methods. Okay, in first method we have calculated with regression equation without the help of coefficient of correlation, but in the second method we have calculated with the help of coefficient of correlation. Now let me write down the equation. X on y, basically this is equation, x is equal to 0.5 y plus 0.5. Okay, and equation y on x, basically it is y is equal to 1.3 x plus 1.1. Okay, now let me remove all this part so that we can get a view of both equation of with both the methods. So let me highlight these equations. So these are both the equation, as you can see in this, both whatever method we use for calculating regression equation, the equation will be same. So earlier we have calculated regression equation with the help of this given information, which is sum of d square x, sum of d square y, and sum of dx dy. Later on, we have calculated regression equation with the help of the value of r, coefficient of correlation, and the value of sigma x and sigma y. So for this type of given series, we have to first calculate the mean of both the series x and y. After that, we have to calculate the value of dx with the help of, and dy with the help of the value of mean. Then we will calculate square root the dx dy value, and with the help of dx dy we can find out the value of dx and dy. So when we have all these information, we can find out the regression equation directly by using these method, or with the help of these values we can find out the sigma x and sigma y value, and also we can calculate the coefficient of correlation, which is R. So, this is assumed that we can conclude that by using both the method of calculating regression equation, the equation are same. Okay, there is no change in the equations.